check. 1, 2, test.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The ceremony is going to start shortly. If you could please start making your way to your seats and sitting down. Appreciate it. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please get to your seats. The ceremony will begin in approximately 5 minutes.
Good morning. I am Matt Timmons, Assistant Chief over the California Highway Patrol's Personnel and Training Division, and I welcome you to the annual California Highway Patrol Memorial Ceremony. If you have not already done so, please silence your cell phones. Thank you. I would like to take a moment to recognize our distinguished guests who are here with us today. In the interest of time, please hold your applause until the end. Seated on stage are Governor Gavin Newsom, California Highway Patrol Commissioner Sean Dury, Attorney General Rob Bonta, California State Transportation Secretary Tokso Mashakin, and Deputy Commissioner Troy Lucas. In the audience, we have Lieutenant Governor Eleni Kounalakis, CalHR Director Irena Ortega, Caltrans Director Tony Tavares, Office of Traffic Safety Director Barbara Rooney, and California Transportation Commission Executive Director Tanisha Taylor. I also want to recognize our retired CHP commissioners, Spike Helmick, Joe Farrow, James Smith, and Warren Stanley, as well as members of the California Association of Highway Patrolmen, members of the California Statewide Law Enforcement Association, our Citizens Advisory Board, allied law enforcement agencies, and other first responders, everyone watching virtually this morning, and most importantly, the family members, survivors, friends, and co-workers of the 232 men and women whose names encircle the fountain behind me. Would you please join me in a round of applause? To each of our honored guests and friends, your presence and support reaffirms the bond and partnership we share in our profession. Now, would you please stand for the raising of colors and the singing of our national anthem?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated for the invocation by California Association of Highway Patrolmen's Chaplain, Matthew Lindholm. Jake Johnson, please step forward for the invocation.
Bow your heads, please. Our Heavenly Father, we come together as family and friends, co-workers, and most importantly, brothers and sisters. We come before Thee to honor those who have passed in the line of duty, and we ask for a blessing upon this ceremony today, that we can have Thy Spirit to be with us, that we can feel connected to our loved ones and connected to each other through this ceremony. Please bless our good leadership that we're going to hear from, that they will be inspired by Thy Spirit, and they will be inspired to say the things that will uplift us and comfort us as we commune together. And these things we pray in Thy name. Amen.
Thank you, Officer Johnson. Every year, the California Highway Patrol honors the men and women of the CHP as we pay special tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. They made this sacrifice protecting the people of this great state, so it is fitting that we take this time to honor who they were and what they stood for. Today's ceremony will pay tribute to the 232 officers who lost their lives prior to 2024. The names of our fallen heroes will be read by those who have volunteered for the honor of recognizing each of our fallen officers. We will never forget their sacrifices. Once each of the names have been read, the memorial bell will be knelled 7 times to symbolize each point of the CHP badge. Character, integrity, knowledge, judgment, honor, loyalty, and courtesy. 2023 was a difficult year for law enforcement around the entire nation. From New York to Texas to California, 118 law enforcement officers lost their lives in the line of duty. Although 6 California peace officers lost their lives in 2023, we were blessed that no CHP officers were among this tragic number. It is now my honor to invite Deputy Commissioner Troy Lucas to the podium. Commissioner Lucas.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for attending. The California Highway Patrol holds this memorial service today to pay tribute to those officers who died in the line of duty. Every one of them was a hero. They gave their lives to the California Highway Patrol, making the ultimate sacrifice to ensure the safety and security for all Californians. Accordingly, the department wishes to honor these brave officers for their commitment and dedication, and pay the highest tribute to the people they were and the remarkable work they did. Please begin the roll call.
Howard Garlinger, Kern, October 30th, 1929. Edgar Combs, Kern, September 9th, 1930. Elber Warren, Alameda, January 24th, 1931. Bert Reeves, Marin, September 22nd, 1931. J.W. Schumann, Kern, March 1st, 1932. Edwin Crook, Los Angeles, July 8th, 1932. Edward Hinnick, San Diego, August 14th, 1932. Floyd Russell, Los Angeles, January 15th, 1933. Thomas Bissett, Butte, January 26th, 1933. Stephen Kent, Siskiyou, March 10th, 1933.
Ted Davis, Los Angeles, March 11th, 1933. John DeRoe, Sacramento, March 12th, 1933. Jack Marks, San Bernardino, April 11th, 1933. Oscar McMurray, San Bernardino, March 5th, 1934. Francis Perry, Sacramento, July 7th, 1934. Hugh Klein, Los Angeles, August 26th, 1934. Donald Hoover, Santa Cruz, August 31st, 1934. William McDaniel, Butte, October 6th, 1934. Edward Bond, Sacramento, April 14th, 1935. Ivan Castleman, Woodland, August 24th, 1935.
Charles Nissen, Contra Costa, December 17th, 1935. Earl Ames Stanislaus, December 11th, 1936. Richard Trembath, Bay Bridge, December 4th, 1937. Ed Carr, Fresno, January 27th, 1938. Leonard Nelson, Los Angeles, May 18th, 1938. E. L. Shriver, Sonoma, July 10, 1938. Fred Kowalowski, San Benito, December 26, 1938. Joseph Matthews, Napa, August 10th, 1939. Ernest Nelson, Monterey, August 29th, 1939. Samuel Cope, Los Angeles, January 16th, 1940.
William Malin, Los Angeles, July 4th, 1940. Maurice Owen, San Joaquin, September 22nd, 1940. Paul Mengdoth, Bay Bridge, February 7th, 1941. Leslie Lauderwasser, Bay Bridge, June 27th, 1941. Robert Heller, Los Angeles, January 12th, 1942. Scott Leatherman, Los Angeles, May 3rd, 1942. Elliot Daly, Contra Costa, May 17th, 1942. Emmett Elmore, Stanislaus, July 18th, 1942. Clinton Benjamin, Bay Bridge, August 10th, 1942. Joseph Stucker, Los Angeles, January 7th, 1943.
Walter Maxey, Los Angeles, February 2nd, 1943. Frederick Wales, Santa Barbara, February 7th, 1943. George Ellis, Jr., Sacramento, April 21st, 1943. Nelson Dwelly, Contra Costa, July 10th, 1943. Forrest Gherkin, San Mateo, February 15th, 1944. Forrest Underwood, Los Angeles, March 9th, 1944. John Reed, Los Angeles, May 18th, 1944. Louis Gregg, San Diego, November 4th, 1944. George Humberg, Jr., San Jose, November 29th, 1944. David Henderson, Los Angeles, December 7th, 1944.
Raymond Berry, Santa Clara, April 8th, 1945. Norman Kessler, Visalia, May 17th, 1945. James Dalzell, Bay Bridge, June 30th, 1945. James Vandeweghe, Ventura, July 12th, 1945. Harold Nichols, Kern, September 12th, 1945. Lauren Roosevelt, Los Angeles, June 5th, 1946. Frank Moz, Los Angeles, July 14th, 1946. Stephen Sodell, Los Angeles, September 17th, 1946. Richard Simpson, Tulare, September 25th, 1946. William Reardon, Los Angeles, October 20th, 1946.
John Walters, Kern, November 18th, 1947. Alvin Foss, Bay Bridge, April 26th, 1950. Harold Hansen Academy, August 19th, 1951. William Foote, Bakersfield, June 23rd, 1952. Ralph Vargas, San Jose, September 30th, 1952. John Armatosky, Barstow, May 1st, 1953. Frank Epperson, Indio, July 2nd, 1954. William McCrae Chancellor, Wairika, August 27th, 1954. John Lamar, Bakersfield, December 10th, 1954. James Maroney, Susanville, May 27th, 1955. Charles Goss, Madeira, November 25th, 1955. George Woodson, Norwalk, December 23rd, 1955.
Edward Frey, Sacramento, July 2nd, 1956. Raymond Geiger, Riverside, August 10th, 1956. Charles Smith, Jr., Willows, September 9th, 1956. Elza Fitzpatrick, Jr., Norwalk, December 6th, 1956. Carl Jessing, Norwalk, January 9th, 1957. Robert Reed, Ventura, October 8th, 1957. Camille Madere, Anaheim, January 24th, 1958. Robert Seuss, El Monte, February 15th, 1958. Raymond O'Connor, San Francisco, March 9th, 1958. Joseph Johnston, Jr., El Monte, October 12th, 1958. Robert Heberly, El Monte, November 22nd, 1958. Herbert Damone, East Los Angeles, February 7th, 1959.
George Colomine Martinez, July 21st, 1959. Leonard Winnie, Anaheim, November 12th, 1959. Richard Duval, Victorville, February 23rd, 1960. Robert Dale, Anaheim, March 10th, 1960. William Pitois, San Francisco, November 4th, 1960. Gary Groh, Salinas, January 18th, 1962. Jerry Touré, Fresno, April 21st, 1962. Dale Krings, Redwood City, May 21st, 1962. Ronald Davis, Barstow, August 18th, 1962. Charles Sorensen, Sacramento, March 15th, 1963. Donald Brandon, Bakersfield, April 23rd, 1963. John Ellis, Visalia, November 5th, 1963.
Glenn Carlson, Auburn, November 15th, 1963. Merle DeWitt, East Los Angeles, December 24th, 1963. Ralph Minion, South Los Angeles, January 6th, 1964. William Huckabee, South Los Angeles, January 12th, 1964. Kenneth Whitkey, West Los Angeles, January 14th, 1964. Coburn Jewel, San Jose, February 1st, 1964. James Stambach, Sacramento, March 23rd, 1964. Charles Woodworth, Santa Rosa, August 12th, 1964. Leonard Layton, Merced, November 8th, 1964. Gerald Shows, East Los Angeles, December 23rd, 1964. Merle Kissinger, Oceanside, February 14th, 1965. Martin Triptree, Sacramento, December 15th, 1965.
Michael Griffin, Sacramento, January 13th, 1966. William Isaacs, San Bernardino, August 25th, 1966. Frank Story, El Centro, July 19th, 1967. Charles Lilly, San Jose, October 29th, 1967. Merle Andrews, South Los Angeles, December 20th, 1967. Kenneth Marshall, Humboldt, January 9th, 1968. Wesley Johnson, Sonora, April 15th, 1969. Richard Woods, Baldwin Park, July 16th, 1969. Robert Blomo, Baldwin Park, September 4th, 1969. Ambrose Shoemaker, Banning, November 24th, 1969.
William Court, Modesto, February 13th, 1970. Raymond Carpenter, Auburn, February 17th, 1970. Walter Frago, Newhall, April 6th, 1970. Roger Gore, Newhall, April 6th, 1970. James Pence, Jr., Newhall, April 6th, 1970. George Allen, Newhall, April 6th, 1970. Nathan Seidenberg, Marin, October 23rd, 1970. Robert Quirk, Red Bluff, April 11th, 1971. Lauren Scruggs, Santa Maria, April 23rd, 1971. Robert Mayer, West Los Angeles, September 2nd, 1971.
Dana Palladini, South Los Angeles, July 4th, 1972. Kenneth Rodiger, East Los Angeles, August 5th, 1972. Alfred Johnson, Merced, August 27th, 1972. William McKim, San Jose, February 6th, 1973. Larry Wetterling, San Bernardino, March 9th, 1973. William Sniffen, Oakland, April 5th, 1973. Robert Harrison, Jr., East Los Angeles, January 11th, 1974. Elias Enriquez, Bakersfield, January 23rd, 1974. Gerald Harris, Bakersfield, February 27th, 1974. Ralph Percival, Redwood City, June 3rd, 1974. Keith Giles, Santa Fe Springs, August 25th, 1974.
David Jack, Los Angeles, October 21st, 1974. Robert Phillips, Central Los Angeles, January 6th, 1975. Frederick Enright, San Jose, June 27th, 1975. Adolfo Hernandez, San Jose, June 27th, 1975. Alfred Turner, Los Banos, December 16th, 1975. Gary Hughes, Vallejo, May 23rd, 1976. Edward Parker III, Riverside, May 2nd, 1977. Arthur Dunn, Reading, July 9th, 1977. George Reading, Reading, August 17th, 1977. William Wolfe III, Baldwin Park, December 30th, 1977.
Harold Horan, Baldwin Park, May 13th, 1978. William Layford, Jr., Baldwin Park, May 13th, 1978. Ward Washington, Santa Fe Springs, July 10th, 1978. Gale Wood, Jr., Southern Division, September 1st, 1978. James McCabe, Southern Division, September 1st, 1978. Roy Bletcher, Woodland, December 22nd, 1978. William Freeman, Woodland, December 22nd, 1978. Donald Holloway, Coalinga, January 3rd, 1980. Ernest Fellio, Crescent City, September 7th, 1980. Gerald Dormier, Bakersfield, December 25th, 1980.
Paul Jarsky, Garberville, February 24th, 1981. James Schumacher Jr., Merced, June 13th, 1981. Johnny Martinez, East Los Angeles, October 2nd, 1981. Robert George Carey, Barstow, February 24th, 1982. Kenneth Archer, Barstow, February 24th, 1982. Dale Newby, Stockton, July 17th, 1982. David Kopelman, Ventura, April 6th, 1985. Raymond Miller, Bakersfield, August 14th, 1985. Dean Esquivel, Hanford, August 21st, 1985. George Butler, Golden Gate Division, December 8th, 1986.
Michael Branch, Indio, April 6, 1987. Terry Autry, East Los Angeles, September 30th, 1987. Mark Taylor, Indio, November 26, 1987. John Helmick, Red Bluff, February 27, 1989. Hugo Olazar, San Francisco, September 2nd, 1989. James O'Connor, Ventura, November 15th, 1990. Fidel Aleman, Central Los Angeles, July 23rd, 1992. John McVeigh Jr., King City, April 17th, 1993. John Steele, Santa Ana, April 23rd, 1993. Larry Jaramillo, Inland Division, June 22nd, 1993.
Richard Maxwell, Bakersfield, July 11th, 1994. Bruce Hinman, West Valley, October 3rd, 1995. Artie Hubbard, South Sacramento, December 8th, 1995. David Manning, Bakersfield, February 15th, 1996. Don Burt, Santa Ana, July 13th, 1996. Ruben Rios Sr., San Bernardino, October 26th, 1996. Noreen Vargas, Baldwin Park, November 8th, 1996. James Schultz, Winter Haven, November 16th, 1996. Saul Martinez, Indio, May 15th, 1997.
Daniel Muehlhausen, Indio, June 1st, 1997. Scott Greenlee, San Jose, January 7th, 1998. Rick Stovall, Santa Maria, February 24th, 1998. Britt Irvine, Santa Maria, February 24th, 1998. Christopher Leiden, El Cajon, June 5th, 1998. David Irwin, South Los Angeles, September 18th, 2000. Sean Nava, Oceanside, October 28th, 2000. Gary Wagers, Woodland, March 15th, 2001. Stephen Lennon Jr., Oceanside, August 12th, 2001. John Pedro, Santa Cruz, June 3rd, 2002.
Shannon Distel, Riverside, August 27th, 2003. Robert Coulter, Trinity River, November 2nd, 2003. Dean Beatty, San Diego, November 19th, 2003. Paul Pino, Bishop, December 30th, 2003. Thomas Steiner, Santa Fe Springs, April 21st, 2004. James Goodman, San Bernardino, June 3rd, 2004. David Ramiro, Santa Fe Springs, September 23rd, 2005. Andrew Stevens, Woodland, November 17th, 2005. Eric Manny, Fort Tejon, December 21st, 2005. Michael Walker, Santa Cruz, December 31st, 2005.
Earl Scott, Modesto, February 17th, 2006. Gregory John Bailey, Rancho Cucamonga, February 25th, 2006. Brent Clearman, Oakland, August 6th, 2006. Robert Dickey, Winter Haven, June 10th, 2007. Douglas Scott Russell, Placerville, July 31st, 2007. John Miller, Dublin, November 16th, 2007. Joseph Sanders, Santa Fe Springs, December 15th, 2008. Jared Martinez, Santa Barbara, October 29th, 2009. Daniel Benavides, Border Division, May 7th, 2010. Thomas Coleman, San Bernardino, June 11th, 2010.
Philip Ortiz, West Los Angeles, June 22nd, 2010. Justin McGrory, Barstow, June 27th, 2010. Brett Oswald, Templeton, June 27th, 2010. Thomas Adams, Garberville, February 15th, 2011. Kenyon Youngstrom, Contra Costa, September 5th, 2012. Juan Gonzalez, Fresno, February 17th, 2014.
Brian Law, Fresno, February 17th, 2014. Nathan Taylor, Gold Run, March 13th, 2016. Lucas Chalou, South Sacramento, February 22nd, 2017. Andrew Camilleri Sr., Hayward, December 24th, 2017. Kirk Griss, Solano, August 10th, 2018.
Stephen Lacan, Riverside, April 6th, 2019.
Andre Moye Jr., Riverside, August 12th, 2019. Andy Ornelas, Antelope Valley, December 2nd, 2020.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the California Highway Patrol Academy. I am honored to stand before you as the Commissioner of the California Highway Patrol as we gather for the 2024 CHP Memorial. I want to thank President Jake Johnson for allowing me to put you on the spot. I appreciate you filling in, appreciate your leadership, and I appreciate your team being here today. We're also grateful to be joined by so many guests, including Governor Newsom, Attorney General Bonta, Secretary Omashakin, and numerous other dignitaries, elected officials, department heads, retired commissioners, our allied agency partners, and members of the 1199 Foundation who are there for our officers and families in their time of need. Thank you for being here. I think all of them, from the governor on down, would agree, like Assistant Chief Timmons said, that the real VIPs, or the dignitaries today, are the surviving family members of the fallen CHP officers whose names are inscribed on the fountain behind me. Family members like Mrs. Judy Cummings, whose father, Officer William M. Chancellor, was killed in the line of duty on August 27th, 1954. She's here today. Officer Chancellor's name was read today by his grandson, current Assistant Chief Aaron York. Or the family of Sergeant Stephen Lacan, who was killed in the line of duty on April 6th, 2019. Sergeant Lacan's name was read moments ago by his daughter, Marissa. To all of the family members here in person, or those viewing from afar, we are humbled by your presence as we honor the sacrifice of your loved ones and renew our commitment to never forget them. The memorial fountain in front of you stands in the heart of the CHP Academy, and it serves as a reminder not only of the sacrifice of the fallen heroes, but the commitment of those current officers who have taken an oath to serve the people of California. These officers place themselves between good and evil. They protect the vulnerable, and they help the helpless when tragedy or emergency strikes. The memorial fountain was erected in 1979, not long after the Academy opened. And of all the monuments at the Academy, it is the most sacred. It has become a symbol of everything the California Highway Patrol stands for. In this quad, adjacent to the memorial, is where every highway patrol officer starts their career. During their training at the Academy, CHP cadets gather at the fountain to honor and pay tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. Every Tuesday morning, cadets assemble in the quad, encircle the fountain, and meticulously polish the 232 brass plates in preparation for Wednesday's fountain ceremony. They commence with the first plate, Officer Garlinger, end of watch 10/30/1929, and conclude with our brother Andy Ornelas, end of watch December 2nd, 2020. Each nameplate measures just 4 inches wide, 1.5 inches tall. It's crafted from solid brass, capable of withstanding weather conditions. To the casual observer, these brass nameplates may appear small, plain, almost insignificant, but to those of us here today, each brass plate bears the names of our brothers and sisters. These were our classmates, our beat partners, our loved ones, our family members. Each brass plate, although simple, represents all the heartache, the loss, the sacrifice, an officer who gave their life serving their neighbors. Every brass plate represents a legacy that we're committed to carrying on, and a legacy that must endure. Today is part of our collective journey to make sure this memory and this sacrifice is never forgotten. For those of us who are fortunate, and I mean that, fortunate to be wearing the uniform today, or to those cadets present who will someday wear this uniform, I say to you, one day in May is not enough. One day in May is not enough to honor our fallen brothers and sisters. We honor them. We honor their legacy. We do that Every day, we suit up and we enforce the law without fear, favor, or discrimination. We honor them every day by showing empathy, by showing compassion, even love for those we come in contact with, regardless of their gender, their race, their religion, or their social or financial status. We honor them by honoring our mutual oath that we share with them to stand for justice and, if necessary, lay down our own lives rather than swerve from the path of duty. One day in May is not enough. We honor them every day through our own actions. Do not ever knowingly commit any act or any deed that will bring discredit upon their legacy or to the badge that we share in common with those whose names that rest upon the fountain. To the surviving family members and the loved ones, the true dignitaries today. If you were here last year, if you remember, I shared my thought, my belief, my conviction that the ultimate sacrifice was not given by your loved ones, but the ultimate sacrifice is from you, the survivors, and it's made in installments as you endure the pain for months, years, even a lifetime. The missed hugs, the laughs, the milestones, that is the ultimate sacrifice. Time does move on, but I am not convinced that what they say is true, that time heals everything. Time will never fill the void or replace the missing. Time doesn't answer why. Time may not take away your pain, but please know that as time does march on, we will be there with you, standing beside you, offering a shoulder to lean on, and to fulfill our promise to always remember them, throughout the remainder of time. We commit to you that generation after generation will hear their names, know their courageous deeds, be inspired by their legacies, and express gratitude to their unwavering commitment to this noble profession. We promise to you, we will never forget. In closing, I'd like to share something that happened last week. In the morning, after a chaotic night on one of our campuses, as the men and women of the Highway Patrol helped to restore peace and calm and law, a small sign was noticed by one of our officers as workers worked to clean up the campus. The sign simply said, "God bless the CHP." I couldn't say it better. May God bless the men and women of the California Highway Patrol, along with their families. May they be protected as they serve the people of California. Thank you. Now it is my privilege to introduce California State Transportation Agency Secretary Tokes Omashakin.
Thank you, Commissioner Dury, and your team for all that you do every day for the people of California. Good morning, family and friends, dignitaries. I want to recognize as well Secretary Amy Tong, who's also present, a part of Governor Gavin Newsom's cabinet team. Thank you all for taking the time to be here this morning. As Commissioner Dury mentioned, October of 1929, nearly 95 years ago, the CHP family lost its first officer in the line of duty. Since then, 231 more officers and their families have paid the ultimate sacrifice. Today, we are present to honor what represents the best of California and the best of this country. Much service and much sacrifice. As long as we talk about, remember, and honor our loved ones, we still keep them close. They are with us in quiet moments and in unexpected joyful flashes of memories. We grieve for those who are no longer standing beside us, but whose essence will never, ever leave us. Our fallen heroes continue to live on through the people they've impacted, those they served, and their important work being continued by California CHP sisters and brothers. A great soul serves everyone all the time. A great soul never dies. It brings us together again and again, said Maya Angelou. Today's ceremony is essential. It's a dedicated time for us to stop everything we're doing and direct our thoughts and pay tribute to our 232 beloved fallen officers. This is the time to express our reverence for their commitment to safety, service, and security, and as one, mourn their loss. We remember and acknowledge that in the line of their public servant duty, they made the ultimate sacrifice, and they're greatly missed. Each of the 232 names on the beautiful fountain holds its own story. Each officer viewed life from their unique perspective and lived their days filled with individualized experiences, relationships, and aspirations. But all 232 share in common the commitment and perseverance that is a hallmark of our officers. To the families of the fallen, we are connected. You have our lasting commitment, our support, our sympathies. We are here for you always. Our fallen officers demonstrated their commitment every day, and a cruel paradox it was, this very commitment that framed their last act. As President Lincoln said, and I paraphrase, "We take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we are here highly resolved that our fallen have not passed in vain." Measure of devotion. To those of you who proudly wear the California Highway Patrol uniform, it is reassuring to know you continue the strong devotion to the same cause of the 232 fallen beloved officers. Though they no longer can grace the badge every day, your continued work increases that measure of devotion. God bless you all, family members and friends who are here today. Thank you for being here to honor the honorable, the committed who have fallen. Now, please allow me to introduce California's top leader and staunchest supporter of the California Highway Patrol, the governor of our great state, Governor Gavin Newsom.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. To distinguished law enforcement, to distinguished leaders and guests, to family members, let me thank you for the privilege of this opportunity to share a few words. I want to pick up a little bit on what the commissioner was saying. He talked about time. Time is undefeated. It's relentless. And I feel like we were just here. It was a year ago, reflecting on lives lost, reflecting on those that continue to march on and advance memories and continue to live their lives out loud. I mentioned, it was a year or two ago, how impacted I was by the Peace Officers Memorial, where we honored the loved ones and family members of those lives lost. And we were there in the IMAX Theater. and a large screen with the photograph of the officers who had paid the ultimate sacrifice. This young child, whose father was behind me, kept tugging at me, kept pulling at my leg, and I couldn't hear what he said, but he kept pulling at me, getting more frustrated, more upset, until he literally physically started to turn me around and made me look at the screen. I was looking out the audience, not behind me, at the picture of his dad. And he wanted me to see his father. He says, "That's my dad." And I say that because no amount of time is going to erase that memory. No amount of time will erase that loss for that young child. And it's just a reminder of what this is all about. It's about you. It's about the families. It's about that sacrifice. It's about those kids. It's about the mothers and fathers who've lost a loved one, aunts and uncles. We met just yesterday. The children, some cases, including a toddler yesterday that never met and will never have met his father. And so I want to just thank you all again for being here. And I'm mindful, I see so many familiar faces every year, how so many of you have sacrificed to be here on this day to pay tribute to the sacrifice of your loved ones. So thank you for that. And to the 232 men and women that we honor, they're the manifestation, the fulfillment, the embodiment of Emerson's command to live a life of purpose, mission, meaning, to live a life knowing they've made a difference. Heroes, all of them, but not just heroes because they gave their lives, but because they dedicated their lives. They dedicated their lives to law and order, to peace and freedom. And that's the spirit that I want to extend, the spirit of the commissioner's remarks as well. To all of you, the men and women in uniform, active representatives of this great state, to the 107 cadets that will be graduating this Friday and soon serving honorably as members of the California Highway Patrol, I just want to thank you for your heroism, for your selflessness, for your willingness to share your action and passion, to be there day in and day out. You know, it was just a few weeks ago that we were able to highlight some of your colleagues, three in particular, officers Wiltshire, Welch, and Adair, three new members that have a unique status in the state of California. Just three members that received the Medal of Valor in the state of California, all California Highway Patrol officers. Their selflessness, their dedication, their heroism, that is what we celebrate as well today. The Commissioner mentioned the work that the CHP is doing. There's an old saying says, you don't want to be the best of the best, you want to be the only one that does what you do. That's the way to describe the California Highway Patrol. No one does what you do. You're not only the best of the best. I mean, the work that you've been called upon to do, from wildfires and floods to the work that we're doing on the campuses in LA and San Diego, Humboldt State, just in the last few weeks. I think it was 2 a.m., Commissioner. You and I were on the phone, a Zoom, talking about an operation. I made the mistake of asking you, are you ready? And you looked at me bewildered. He said, yes, we are ready. You've been asked proactively to go out recently in Alameda County, in Oakland, Contra Costa County, San Francisco County, down in Kern County, in proactive operations, task forces all throughout the state of California, working with our National Guard, an announcement we're making today on unprecedented seizures around fentanyl, the work you're doing on retail theft going back 2 years as a national model, a point of pride. It's the California Highway Patrol leading those efforts across the spectrum. You've never been asked to do more, and in each and every instance, you've exceeded expectation. 160. Couldn't be more proud of this. We've got 160 new recruits in our next academy class next week. We've committed to 1,000 new CHP officers in our academy strong over the course of the next year or so. Couldn't be more proud of the work each and every one of you do. So forgive me the long-windedness, but I'm just grateful to each and every one of you, the best of the best. Thank you for all that you do to inspire us, to enliven us, and to remind us of the importance of public service, not just public safety. It's a time when there's a lot of anxiety around public service. You are the manifestation of public service. And so I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for that sacrifice and for that example as well. I'll close by just saying this. The calling for each and every man and woman in law enforcement is a calling to keep the peace. And I hope all of those that have given that ultimate sacrifice are in peace. And I hope today, a memorial like this provides family members and friends of the loved ones a little peace as well. God bless you all, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Governor Newsom. We now invite the retired commissioners to join us in the laying of the wreath.
I came by today to see you. Oh, I had to let you know. If I knew the last time that I held you was the last time, I'd have held you and never let go. Oh, it's kept me awake nights wondering. I lie in the dark just asking why. I've always been told you won't be called home until it's your time. I guess heaven was needing a hero, somebody just like you, brave enough to stand up for what you believe and follow it through. When I try to make it make sense in my mind, the only conclusion I come to is that heaven was needing a hero like I remember the last time I saw you. Oh, you held your head up proud. I laughed inside when I saw how you were standing out in the crowd. You're such a part of who I am. Now that part will just be void. No matter how much I need you now, heaven needed you more. 'Cause heaven was needing a hero, somebody when I try to make it make sense in my mind. The only conclusion I come to is that heaven was needing a hero like you. Yes, heaven was needing a hero.
Please rise and join me in a moment of silence, which will be followed by the 21-gun salute. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. We will now hear Amazing Grace, performed by Lieutenant Hope Maxson.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. There's no less space to sing God's grace than the hour I first believed. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, there's no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Oh, amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see.
Thank you, Lieutenant Maxon, Officer Holloman, Officer Neese, and Lieutenant Fossen, for your musical talents that you have provided us today. I would also like to thank Officer Jake Johnson for his participation. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the ceremony. All family members of fallen officers are invited for brunch at 1100 hours in the dining facility hosted by the 1199 Foundation. For all others, refreshments are available in the recreation room located behind me. Ladies and gentlemen, officers and cadets, please stand. Sergeant at Arms, dismiss the formation.